guys, it's your friendly neighborhood soup lady here, Caroline Wright. I'm here to teach you another of my favorite soups today. This one's called Nearly Retro Cabbage. It's based off of like the 1950s fad cabbage soup diet. I just wanted to like turn that body shame inside out and apply one of my favorite cooking techniques for cabbage, which is to roast it in coconut oil, and I wanted to like play with those flavors as the foundation for this soup. It comes together really simply from a head of cabbage, a base of onion, celery, and carrot with some like garlic and ginger thrown in there for good measure. We have some cabbage that we'll sear and Brussels sprouts, baby lima beans, they're also called butter beans more attractively, tomato paste, and diced tomato. So before we really get started cooking this soup, there's a cool like interim step. I've got our coconut oil, which is kind of a lot, but we use it in two different ways. Coconut oil heating to nice high heat to get ready to sear. So like I said, I love to make roasted cabbage. And now we're just gonna do it in a pan. I'm gonna sear it at really high heat and get it nice and charred on these two sides. And I set it aside and then I cut it up for the soup. So here, we're gonna get started. It's gonna snap a little bit, so I'm gonna stand back and I use tongs to place them in. We've got nice sear on both sides, and I've just set it aside for it to cool. And then what I'll do is cut out the cores, cut them into about 1-inch pieces, and that's the main secret ingredient in this soup. There are others, but that's like my favorite part. And in this hot oil, I'm just gonna start cooking the soup. All right, so we've still got this hot oil. I'm gonna have, now the heat is down to like medium-low, no more snapping coconut oil. I've spent the time in between cleaning up a little bit from all that spitting. And so the base of this soup is kind of classic. It's just the onion and some celery because I love it and I think it's part of the original like 1950s recipe, classic. And then we actually add some garlic and ginger in here too. And we're gonna keep the heat nice and low so that it gets only just like a little bit golden brown is fine. You can't forget to season with our salt and pepper. And the rest of these ingredients will come into play after this is cooked. All right, so the onion and the celery, it's really nice and tender. We can move on to our next step. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit. We're gonna caramelize this tomato paste. For starters, well, we just really add the rest of our ingredients. Can of tomatoes. We've got our halved Brussels sprouts, our butter beans that have been soaked overnight. It's just a cup, it's like so many. Our carrot cut into nice big pieces. And this is that seared cabbage we worked on. It's not fully cooked, so it still has a ways to go. Our water. We season it with some salt because we just added a whole lot of water. We don't want to dilute that flavor. I'll throw in a little pepper there too. Why not? All we do is bring this to a boil, remove the cover, turn it down to a simmer, and simmer it for 45 minutes to an hour until those beans and cabbage are really tender, and then we'll go on to the step of seasoning our soup. All right, everything's really tender now. Even those Brussels sprouts, which are just like tiny little heads of cabbage. I just love the added texture in here. I like to call this one my like Lizzo of soup because it's so body positive, you know, going back to the idea of the cabbage soup diet. And so to season this guy, all we do is we add some lemon juice, two very important ingredients. Lemon juice, a tablespoon to start, then we season it to taste, and some coconut aminos. If you've never worked with these, they're delicious. They're sweet and a little bit, you know, kind of salty. Some people use it as a replacement for soy sauce. So good. Ooh, that is so good. I think it's actually just perfect, like it is. So good. This recipe is nearly retro cabbage. It's in my cookbook Soup Club, which you can get at my local bookstore, The Book Larder, at booklarder.com, signed by me. I would love it if you follow me here on YouTube or on Instagram at Slurp Soup Club. And also you can find all this information on my soupclubcookbook.com. Thanks for joining. I hope to see you next week.